The first time Emily Lockhart saw Noah Reed, she wasn't searching for love. She wasn't even searching for hope. She was simply trying to breathe again after a breakup that had left her shattered in ways she didn't know a heart could break. She stood on the crowded balcony of her friend's rooftop party in downtown Chicago, trembling slightly, clutching a plastic cup she hadn't sipped from. The city lights behind her formed a shimmering sea, but her vision was fixed on one thing: her ex, Jason, standing in the living room with the same smile he once used to untangle her insecurities. And then she saw something else, something she didn't expect, him leaning in close to another girl, whispering something that made her laugh. The sight hit her like a blow. A single thought screamed through her heart. He moved on, so fast. That was the moment she turned around and crashed into Noah Reed. For a second, the world stopped. His eyes were warm, steady, almost grounding. He apologized, but she barely processed it. All she saw was the opportunity. Not love, not connection, a shield against pain. And that was how the emotional storm began. How she decided to date the man who would unknowingly save her heart. If you believe in kindness, healing, and second chances, make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. It helps more people discover stories that touch the heart just like this one. Emily forced a smile and pretended she was fine, but Noah could see through her almost instantly. He wasn't the loud social type. He wasn't suave. He wasn't anything like Jason. He radiated a soft presence, the calm in a room full of noise. Emily clung to that warmth that night, and before she knew it, she asked him if he wanted to take a picture with her. She didn't explain why. She didn't need to. She just positioned herself next to him, smiled sharply at the camera, and hoped Jason would see it. Jason saw it, and he reacted exactly the way she hoped. Eyes narrowing, posture stiffening. Noah followed her gaze and pieced things together. But instead of walking away, instead of judging her, he simply offered one gentle nod. No words, no pressure, just quiet understanding. That was the first time Emily felt something shift inside her. Still, for weeks afterward, the arrangement continued. Emily and Noah going out for coffee, walking by the lakefront, appearing together in places where Jason might notice. She didn't intend to hurt Noah. She told herself he knew the truth. She told herself he didn't mind. She told herself she was fine. But none of it was true. Because Noah wasn't a prop. He wasn't a stepping stone to revenge. He was real, steady, kind, and present in all the ways she didn't know she needed. He listened when she talked about her failed relationship. He never asked too many questions, never poked at the wounds she wasn't ready to expose. He simply showed up, with his quiet humor, his sincere patience, and a way of looking at her like she was someone worth protecting. And slowly, painfully, beautifully, she started to feel again. But healing isn't linear, and heartbreak doesn't fade easily. One cold afternoon, as snowflakes fluttered across the Chicago River, Jason suddenly appeared in front of them outside a cafe. Emily felt her heart rattle in her chest. Jason wasn't smiling. He wasn't holding someone else. He was looking directly at Emily with an expression she hadn't seen in months: regret. The conversation that followed was tense. Jason accused her of using some random guy to get his attention, and Emily's stomach dropped. She felt seen in the worst possible way. Shame crawled through her chest. She didn't want Noah to be part of this mess anymore, but before she could respond, Noah stepped forward. He didn't raise his voice. He didn't throw insults. He simply placed himself gently between them, as if shielding her. He looked Jason in the eyes and said something so quietly that Emily almost didn't hear it. She doesn't belong to you anymore. And for the first time, Jason had nothing to say. After Jason walked away, Emily broke down. Tears, confusion, guilt all tangled into one overwhelming ache. She apologized to Noah over and over, her voice trembling. She confessed the truth, that she had used him at first, that she thought she needed to hurt Jason to heal herself, that she didn't deserve the way Noah had protected her. But Noah just shook his head, his breath visible in the cold air. He didn't look disappointed or angry. He looked soft, like he understood every piece of her pain. He told her he stayed because he saw something in her worth staying for. Not because of Jason, not because of the drama, because of her. That was the moment she finally broke, not from heartbreak, but from the overwhelming realization that someone had chosen her without conditions. The next few weeks transformed everything. Emily stopped looking over her shoulder for Jason. She stopped hoping he would come back. She stopped pretending she was okay. Instead, she started letting herself fall into Noah's stability, fall into their late-night talks in parking lots, fall into the tenderness of a simple handhold, fall into the comfort of a man who made her feel safe in ways she didn't know she craved. And Noah, with his gentle patience, helped her rebuild the parts of herself Jason had taken. But even the sweetest beginnings have shadows. Months later, after winter gave way to spring, Jason reappeared again. This time, not to start a fight, not to interfere, but to apologize sincerely. Emily listened, calm and steady, with Noah beside her. Jason admitted his flaws, his carelessness, his immaturity. He said he missed her, but he also said he didn't expect her back. He just wanted closure. Emily realized then how far she had come. Once Jason's words would have shattered her. Now they barely stirred the surface of her heart. She thanked him for the apology, she wished him well, and she let go, fully, finally, beautifully. When Jason walked away for the last time, Noah slipped his hand into hers, and she felt a peace she hadn't felt in years. A peace she earned, a peace built on truth, not jealousy or revenge. Their relationship grew quietly and steadily from that moment. While the world around them rushed, Emily and Noah learned to slow down, to savor the small things, to appreciate the little moments that stitched their hearts together. She discovered Noah's love for photography, the way he captured ordinary life as if it were poetry. He discovered her love for journaling, how she wrote words she could never say aloud. They healed together, each becoming more whole through the other. But something unexpected happened too. Emily began to admire the very things she once thought made Noah different. His introverted nature wasn't a flaw, it was a lighthouse. His soft voice wasn't weakness, it was gentleness. His cautious heart wasn't fear, it was care. Noah didn't just help her heal, he taught her how to love again. Their first real challenge came when Emily received a job offer in Boston, an opportunity she had dreamed about years before she ever met Noah. She was terrified of losing everything she had built with him. She feared the distance, feared the strain, feared the possibility that their fragile new love wouldn't survive. But when she told Noah, he didn't panic. He didn't try to hold her back. He didn't let insecurity cloud his love. Instead, he smiled softly and said he wanted her to grow, even if it meant fewer days together and more nights on the phone. He told her he would support her no matter what, because loving someone meant wanting their success, not just their presence. And that simple act of love showed Emily the depth of his heart. She took the job. They worked through the distance. Some nights were hard, filled with longing and missed calls and time zone frustrations. But each visit, each reunion at the airport, each tearful goodbye only strengthened them. Noah became the person she couldn't imagine life without. Years later, on a warm summer evening, long after Chicago and heartbreak and rooftop parties had become distant memories, Noah took Emily to the same lakefront path where their fake relationship had begun. The sky glowed in hues of orange and pink as he kneeled down, not with dramatic speeches or flashy gestures, but with the same quiet genuineness that had healed her years earlier. And with a trembling smile, Emily said yes, not because she wanted to make someone jealous, but because she finally loved someone who never made her feel like she wasn't enough. If this story touched your heart, please like, comment, share, and subscribe. Your support brings more emotional stories to life. Before the ending, tell me in the comments, do you believe real, gentle love still exists in today's world? In the years that followed, Emily often looked back on the night she met Noah, the night she had been broken, scared, and desperate for something she didn't fully understand. She realized now that life has a strange way of giving us the people we need at the exact moment we think we deserve the least. She never planned to fall in love that night. She never planned to meet someone who would treat her heart with such care. She never planned for a simple act of jealousy to become the beginning of the greatest love story of her life. But that's how the most beautiful beginnings happen. Quietly, unexpectedly, and often disguised as mistakes. Emily and Noah's story wasn't perfect. It wasn't rushed. It wasn't born from sparks or fireworks. It was born from healing, patience, and the incredible strength found in gentle love. A love that didn't need to be loud to be real. A love that didn't need to be dramatic to be powerful. A love that simply stayed. And sometimes that's the kind of love that truly changes everything. Thank you for watching.